Hi, everybody. Going live today. I want to talk about leash training. As a dog walker, over the past 10 years, I have walked a lot of dogs. And so I have experience in leash training. So dog walking and now dog trainer, I want to kind of reach out to those of you when you're walking your dogs so that you kind of know what's the best, what's the equipment, the best way to train your dog. What's the equipment that you could be using to help you and your dog to make the walks more enjoyable? It's not really that complicated with equipment. It's actually pretty simple. A lot of times when I go into a home and I'm walking and somebody hires me to walk their dog, their puppy or something, a lot of times I'll see a retractable leash. A lot of times an owner may think that retractable leash is better because they can just kind of let them go as much as they want or as little as they want. They could hit a button and then it makes it easy. Retractable leashes are not that great, maybe in certain situations, but when you're leash training a dog or you're going on a dog walk, they're not that great because you do not have control over it. I was actually walking a dog and the leash stopped retracting. So it did not retract anymore. So I had 15 feet of string just hanging out. So I really did not have control over the situation. So I had to hold all of this like thin string. And if you've ever seen a retractable leash, it's about, here's a cord. It's thinner than this. So you have 15 feet of something thinner than this that you're holding on to. It's not safe. It's not safe for you. It's not safe for the dog. And when you're walking two dogs, which was a situation I was in, you're trying to hold on to this. And if the dog pulls or you trip over it, you can hurt your hand. I've seen situations where it's just slipped through somebody's hand and you got cut and it's a serious cut. Or you can injure the dog. Dog can trip over it. They can hurt themselves. You just don't have control over it. So retractable leashes, I would not recommend, and they're not recommended by many dog walkers. I don't know of a dog walker or a dog trainer that recommends them for leash training a dog. Now, maybe if you're in your yard, a fenced-in yard, and you just want them to sniff around, that could work. But when you're leash training and you're walking down the street, or even if your dog's good on it, it's not good for control. So that's not something I would recommend. Here's what I would recommend. So if you're hiring a dog walker, it doesn't even have to be me. I would prefer if it was, but even if you're not hiring me, here's what I would recommend. Here's two different types of leashes that you can use. I have multiple leashes in my dog. My dogs hear the leashes, so they're coming right now. So here's a leather leash. It's a soft leather leash. It's about 6 feet long. 6 feet long leash is really good because you have control over it. You can shorten it, you can lengthen it, and it has a handle on it. I can go into another Facebook Live as far as the best way to hold it. I'm talking about equipment right now. But something like this, it's nice and soft and it's strong. So, and it's not going to break. It's strong. So you have this. Another good one is a cotton one. So something like this. I like this kind, something with cotton webbing. They have a bunch of different ones. I use this for one of my other dogs too. I have a bunch of different types of leashes, but these are the two main ones that I have. This one you have a long, and it also has a handle. A handle is very important to have because you have control over this. Again, 6 feet is a really good one. You don't want to have a 4 foot one because you're constricting it. You don't have to let it go. You want your dog to sniff. You want them to kind of explore a little bit. You don't want to restrict them and, not let them explore. That's the dog's natural thing to do. They want to explore. So 6 foot is a really good, length. And what's great about 6 foot is you can control. You can bring it close. You can let it go. You are controlling the walk, not the dog. So, and it's not going to break. This is not going to break. I mean, they might chew on it a little bit, but this is strong. So is the leather one. Another thing, a good collar. This is my Halloween collar. It glows in the dark too. Great thing about something like this, in the fall or winter, this glows in the dark. So, you got the great orange, and so I can see this. I have another one that lights up. I have all sorts of things. But, and it just clasps. I would clasp it, but the dogs already know I have this and they'll go crazy. But this, it's a regular cotton collar. And it's not anything fancy, it's pretty simple. It's not going to hurt them. I would not recommend a chain one if you're leash training. I wouldn't because it's going to just hurt them. And if you wanted to use a harness, I don't really have a harness right now on me because they're down in the basement and I didn't grab it. This is a really small Easy Walk harness. I like Easy Walk harnesses sometimes, depending on the dog. Bigger dogs don't really need Easy Walk harnesses, but I have had bigger dogs that have, depending on their pulling. But this is a small Easy Walk harness for a dog. You can't really tell, but this is a little harness. I would recommend something with more fabric because it's softer for them. Because if you're leash training, they're still going to pull. You want something that's comfortable for them, so something with more soft. You can hook on the back, or you can get one that hooks on the front, but something with more fabric that's softer for them. It's not complicated. You don't need something super complicated, a whole kit or anything. Not every dog needs all of these things. You can get a leather one, you can get a cotton one, but you don't want to get a cotton one that's just going to slip right through your hands that you don't have control over. One of the dogs that I know, one of my dogs, my mom has her dog, it's just slips right through the hands and I hate it. So I told her that and I'm like, get a different one. So, but anyway, I know that's a little bit long on equipment, but I kind of wanted you to understand why certain equipment works and why it doesn't work when you're leash training a dog. There's reasons and explanations, and I didn't want you to just think I was telling you because this is why I feel. There's a reason. There's a method to our madness sometimes. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, comment or message me or email me. Feel free to comment on my Facebook page. I'm always here to answer questions. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.